Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a review of the TFZ My Love 4. Before I get into this, I just want to ask you to subscribe. We're doing a giveaway in July, which is going to be the Blonde Prometheus, which I'm going to talk about in this review. So if you're subscribed to the channel and to either the Facebook or the Instagram, then you're going to be in with a chance of winning a set of the Blonde Prometheus, which I really, really like. With that said, let's get into this one. This is the My Love 4 from The Fragrant Zither. This company is perhaps best known for the TFC number 3 earphones, which are incredible bass earphones. I really, really like them and rate them highly if you're a bass head. Something that I wouldn't have as my number 1 earphone in my collection, but for something, if you don't listen to bass all the time, but sometimes you want something that really, really hits hard with a strong sub-bass response, then the number 3 is something that I recommend to a lot of people. This, the My Love 4, seems to be targeted at the female demographic for a few reasons. It is not something that I would recommend, especially when the BL-88 Prometheus is there offering a dynamic driver at a similar sort of price. This is a big dynamic driver. It's got a big whopper of a dynamic driver on the inside, which you can see through the shells, which are actually really, really cool. And before we get into that, let's just do the packaging and accessories. So it comes in this slide out jewellery style box. It comes with a little carry bag. It comes with some ear tips, which were actually fairly decent for once. And I've just got a feeling that this comes out of the KZ factory in some way, KZ CCA. I think it's just, I did give away at this point, when you see this hooded connector, if I can get the camera to focus that. When you see that hooded connector, it's usually coming from one place, and they do strike that sort of similar balance of the faceplate with the resin on the bottom of it. In terms of construction, the earphones are actually really, really nice. They feel very good for what it is, a resin and metal faceplate. It's got the metal nozzle on the end with the lip on it to stop the earpieces coming off, so I like that. I always prefer that to an acrylic tip, which when dropped or hit off of something can be prone to cracking. I also like how clear the shell is, so that I can see, just the geek in me really likes being able to see the driver configuration. And usually this is done with a balanced armature to show you all the balanced armatures, but this time it's done with this whopping big dynamic unit, and it looks really, really cool. I must admit, I'm a big fan of the way that it looks from this side. The problem is when you turn it over this way, those 4 fake diamonds in the middle of the word love. I have some tacky decorations on the wall over here, and it's got that similar sort of font on it. It is definitely got to be aimed at the female audience. These are fake diamonds, and you know, it's like having your earphones bedazzled or vagazzled for that. Jesus. The cable has also got a vagazzling on it in the middle of the word love, just down here. It's actually a really nice cable. I was impressed with the cable. It's a quad twist as opposed to like a quad braid that a lot of the companies are doing. It's silver in material, so there's no copper in there, and it goes to a dual twist after the fact. But despite it being a twist, it's a very compliant cable, and it's very resistant to tangling. I'm actually a big fan of it. For this sort of price, it's a very nice cable to have. You can see metal here, strain relief there. You have the metal splitter with more strain relief. There is no cable cinch on it, which is something that KZ do as well, which is another bit of a giveaway. And then you come up to these hooded connectors. Now, I've spoken length before about my feelings on 2-pin connectors versus MMCX, and I do prefer MMCX. When I'm using a 2-pin, I like it to either be recessed into the house, or I like this hooded design. I actually like the hooded design that KZ provides, because it just provides a little bit of protection for your earphones when you can see you're inserting them. It gives it a little bit more of a guide so you don't bend the pins, but it also protects them from water ingress. You can see that there's no exposed pieces of copper there. I really like that. In terms of sound, this is where they kind of fall down, and I don't really see the point. There's a lot of good earphones from Tin Hi-Fi, Tin Hi-Fi, even KZ. KZ have got a few good earphones in at that price point with some of their multi-BA offerings. The big one for this is, I believe this is priced around about $90. I'll leave links in the description to the exact pricing because there is offers on this and the other one that I'm about to show you, so it always sort of changes, but roughly take it under $100. The big problem for these is going to be the Blonde Prometheus, which have just been released. And these, if you go and check my review that's already up on the channel, these are just an amazing looking set of earphones, but they also sound absolutely fantastic. So if you're going for that sort of feminine jewelry type look with this, I don't think these are overly feminine. These are just a cool looking earphone, but they kind of look a little bit like a sort of jewelry in your ear. I really like these, and I rate them on sound. The sound of the Prometheus is absolutely spot on for a dynamic driver to be so detailed and strong on bass, good bass response on it, and overall build quality. I think they've really hit the money with that one. So this one for me is super strong on the bass, but it's kind of a little bit sloppy. It's got a lot of sub bass that kind of swarms over the mid bass, so you don't get that sort of resonance and texture and detail in the bass. It's more just sort of bloated impact. The mid range is quite good. It's quite smooth, natural presentation. A little bit of hints of warmth right across it. The big problem though was the treble was just too spiky for me. Again, the reference track that I always use, like the first track that I listen to out the box, is 2 Feet Quick Musical Doodles. With that, you get the extreme bass at the start, but you're mixing with the hi-hat snaps on it, and the snaps were quite overly bright for my taste. I know that this is going to be targeted towards the Asian market, and especially the female Asian market, and for that reason it could be a popular one with the tuning, because the Asian markets, Japan, Korea and stuff like that, they really like this presentation. It's almost fetish-like, the obsession that they have with female vocals over there, for example, and they do like it a little bit brighter. I was surprised when I lived in Japan that the brightness of some of the earphones at the time, although that is, as they try and cater more towards Harman curves and Western tastes, I think you're starting to see more what we consider normal sounding earphones. But yeah, it's a nice build, it's a nice concept and stuff, and it's nice that they're doing something, if this is targeted at the female market, which I'm sure it is. It's nice that they're actually catering for that. I just think that the Prometheus is better built, better looking and better sounding, and it costs the exact same price. So out of these two, it's a no-brainer for me. Go for the Prometheus and leave the i4. So that's it for another review. I think I have this week coming up, I've got all the new Campfire audios. Is it the Satsuma and the Honeydew, Mammoth, and another Campfire audio coming up. We also have a number of DAPs, and we have some of the Kinera earphones coming as well. So if you are interested in any of them, please subscribe to the channel, stay up to date, and be in it to win it for the giveaways that we're going to be doing. And hopefully we start ramping up those giveaways into some really special earphones over the next year. Okay, thanks guys, and catch you on the next one.